Ever wonder why some people seem to have everything figured out when it comes to money, while others are stuck struggling paycheck to paycheck? It's not just luck or circumstance, it's mindset. The rich and the poor think about money in completely different ways, and that's what sets them apart. Most people have been taught to follow the same tired advice: go to school, get a job, save what you can, and retire someday. But what if I told you that advice is outdated, maybe even dangerous? See, the wealthy don't play by those rules. They've cracked the code on how money really works, and they're not about to share all their secrets with the world. But here's the kicker: the way they think about money is totally different from what you've been told. If you've ever felt like you're working harder but getting nowhere, you're not alone, and the problem isn't just how much you make, it's how you think about wealth. Stay with me, because by the time we're done here, you're going to see money, in your life, through a whole new lens. Outdated financial education. Traditional financial advice has always been about getting a degree, landing a stable job, saving for retirement, and investing in the long term. But in today's economy, this playbook feels outdated. We're living in an age where trillions of dollars are printed out of thin air, making traditional saving methods less effective. The system itself has changed, but most people haven't adjusted their strategies. Inflation eats up your savings, and the stock market doesn't always guarantee a secure future. Take a look at what's happening around you. Just stashing cash under your mattress won't get you ahead. The rich know this, and they avoid sitting on piles of money. Instead, they're investing in assets that grow faster than inflation, like stocks, real estate, or even businesses. Sure, education is important, but what's more important is understanding how money really works today. Schools aren't teaching that. Most people are still stuck in a system built for an economy that no longer exists. A lot of folks cling to the go to school, get a job model because it feels safe. But here's the truth: safety doesn't equal wealth. You can work your whole life and still not have enough to retire comfortably. Why? Because wages haven't kept up with the rising cost of living. The gap between the rich and everyone else continues to widen, and if you're still following the old rules, you're playing a losing game. That's why financial education needs an upgrade. It's not just about getting educated, it's about getting educated in the right way. Ask yourself, do you want to be part of the shrinking middle class or start thinking like the rich? That means focusing on financial independence, not just job security. And no, it doesn't require a finance degree. It's about understanding investments, passive income, and the power of owning assets that work for you. Take investments, for example. Instead of relying on a 401k, you could explore other options like dividend-paying stocks, rental properties, or even online businesses. These aren't things the average school curriculum will teach you, but they're how the wealthy keep their money growing. Education is crucial, but it's gotta be the right kind, focused on financial freedom, not just survival. The truth is, with the rapid changes in technology and global markets, the traditional financial model is obsolete. It's not about grinding for 40 years and hoping to retire. Instead, it's about understanding how to make your money work for you right now. In today's world, you need to be adaptable, and that starts with rewiring your financial mindset. Otherwise, you'll get left behind. Financial education isn't one-size-fits-all anymore. It's about thinking outside the box, finding alternative ways to build wealth, and avoiding outdated advice. So, what's your move? Are you still stuck in the old system, or are you ready to learn how to make money in today's economy? People often don't realize they operate under different mindsets depending on their background and life experiences. Most folks have a mix of poor, middle class, and wealthy mindsets, and each one impacts how they handle money. The poor mindset is focused on survival, just making it through the day. The middle class mindset looks for security, often sticking to safe options like a stable job. But the wealthy mindset? It's all about opportunity, growth, and entrepreneurship. The difference between these mindsets is subtle but powerful. The poor and middle class tend to focus on what they can't do, while the wealthy focus on what's possible. Think about it, someone with a poor mindset might say, "I can't afford that." The wealthy mindset instead asks, "How can I afford that?" This tiny shift in thinking leads to bigger risks and, ultimately, bigger rewards. The wealthy know that entrepreneurship is key to unlocking financial freedom. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's a mindset. It's about constantly spotting opportunities and figuring out how to make them work for you. The wealthy invest in themselves, learning new skills and taking calculated risks. Middle-class people often shy away from this because they're conditioned to think security comes from a steady paycheck. But the rich know that true security comes from controlling your own destiny. Having a wealthy mindset means understanding money at a deeper level. They see money as a tool, not just something to collect. Poor and middle-class mindsets often think in terms of scarcity, hoarding every dollar, and fearing loss. But the rich? They think in terms of abundance. They know that money can multiply if it's invested wisely, whether that's in businesses, stocks, or real estate. They're not afraid to take risks because they trust in their ability to make more. One key to shifting to a wealthy mindset is changing your relationship with fear. Most people are scared of losing money, but the rich have a different perspective. They know that every loss is a lesson and every failure is a step toward success. Think about it. How many rich people do you know who succeeded on their first try? Almost none. They learn to embrace failure as part of the journey. Another aspect of the wealthy mindset is its focus on leverage, whether it's using other people's time, money, or skills to grow. Rich people understand they can't do everything alone. They build teams, delegate tasks, and use resources beyond their own to expand their wealth. They're always looking for ways to maximize their impact without directly trading time for money. This leverage is what sets them apart from the middle class, who often trade hours for dollars. And finally, the wealthy mindset is all about gratitude. They appreciate what they have while constantly striving for more. They know that a positive mindset attracts abundance, and they use gratitude as fuel to keep going. That's something they don't often share. But if you want to get ahead, start shifting your mindset now. And trust me, there's a lot more to learn in the next lesson. The concept of trading time for money can be a trap. Many people get stuck in jobs where they live paycheck to paycheck, never really building wealth. Robert Kiyosaki pointed out that working for a paycheck can create a cycle that keeps people in survival mode. When you're only working for money, you become dependent on that paycheck, which limits your freedom. Wealthy people understand that you need to make your money work for you, not the other way around. Instead of focusing on how much you can earn in a job, think about how you can make money in other ways. Building streams of passive income is a game changer. Things like investing in real estate, starting a business, or even creating digital products can generate money long after you've done the initial work. The goal is to break free from the need to constantly trade your time for money. This shift in mindset is what separates employees from entrepreneurs. Kiyosaki learned this lesson from his rich dad, who never worked for a paycheck. Instead, his rich dad focused on building assets that generated income. Think about it, if your money is working for you, you have more time and freedom to pursue other opportunities. The paycheck mindset locks you into a fixed way of thinking, where you exchange hours for dollars. Entrepreneurs look beyond that, aiming for wealth, not just income. One example of how to escape this paycheck trap is by acquiring rental properties. You invest in a property once, and it continues to generate income every month. Another example is starting a small online business. Once set up, it can bring in cash while you sleep. The key is learning how to build assets that don't require your constant attention. That's where true financial freedom comes from, diversifying your sources of income. Now, don't get me wrong, getting paid is important, but it's not the end goal. What truly matters is how you use that money to grow your wealth. People who only chase paychecks tend to spend everything they earn, leaving them in the same place financially, year after year. The wealthy take their earnings and reinvest them in income-generating assets. It's about using each dollar as a tool to build long-term security. Employees often fall into the trap of thinking that more hours work equals more success. But wealthy individuals know it's about working smarter, not harder. If you're only focused on getting paid for your hours, you'll always be capped by how many hours you can work. Those who break free from this mindset start focusing on systems, investments, and businesses that grow without them constantly putting in the time. Once you stop thinking of work purely in terms of a paycheck, your whole world opens up. You start seeing opportunities everywhere, and you realize you don't have to be tied to a 9-to-5 job forever. You can build something that will generate money for you even when you're not actively working. This shift is crucial, and it's what creates the difference between financial survival and financial independence. And this understanding sets the stage for embracing a whole new financial strategy, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about how you think. Entrepreneurs see problems as opportunities. They aren't afraid to take risks or challenge the status quo. It's a mindset that goes beyond the traditional employee framework. While employees seek stability, entrepreneurs are comfortable with uncertainty, knowing that's where growth happens. An entrepreneurial mindset means embracing creativity and thinking outside the box. This mindset allows you to see new possibilities, not just follow existing paths. For example, instead of simply saving money, an entrepreneur might find ways to invest it to multiply their returns. It's about focusing on innovation and not being afraid to fail. In fact, failure is often just another step toward success. The beauty of entrepreneurship is that it offers flexibility. You're not stuck following someone else's rules or being confined by a job description. You create your own opportunities and set your own boundaries. Entrepreneurs have the freedom to pivot, adapt, and explore new markets or ideas without needing permission from a boss. This flexibility makes it easier to capitalize on trends and build wealth. One practical example of adopting this mindset is starting a side hustle. Many entrepreneurs begin this way, testing their ideas while still working a regular job. Whether it's selling a product online, offering freelance services, or building a brand, these side ventures can evolve into full-time businesses. It's a way to dip your toes into entrepreneurship without diving in headfirst, and it's how many wealthy people got their start. Entrepreneurship isn't for the faint of heart, it comes with risks, but with risk comes reward. The difference is that entrepreneurs know how to manage and calculate those risks. They don't shy away from challenges because they understand the potential payoff. It's about being willing to step into the unknown, learning as you go, and constantly adjusting your strategies. Success doesn't come overnight, but the entrepreneurial mindset thrives on persistence. Another key to the entrepreneurial mindset is leveraging other people's skills and resources. Entrepreneurs don't try to do everything on their own. They know the value of collaboration, delegation, and outsourcing. This allows them to scale their efforts and focus on big-picture thinking. The wealthy mindset is about building systems that work even when you're not directly involved in every step of the process. As you continue to develop this mindset, you'll start seeing opportunities everywhere. You'll stop relying solely on traditional paths to wealth and start creating your own. Whether it's starting a new business, investing in a new venture, or simply thinking differently about how you use your time, entrepreneurship opens the door to financial freedom. And this shift in thinking naturally leads to exploring another key strategy in wealth building, using debt as a tool. Most people are taught to fear debt, but the wealthy see it as a powerful tool. When used correctly, debt can be leveraged to build wealth instead of just being a burden. The key is knowing how to manage it strategically. Instead of using debt for liabilities, like a new car or vacation, the rich use it to acquire assets that generate income. This approach turns debt into a resource, not a curse. Think about real estate, for example. A wealthy person might use a mortgage to buy a rental property, then use the rent to cover the mortgage payments while generating extra income. Over time, the property appreciates, and the debt gets paid off by someone else's money. This is smart debt management, where the debt works for you, not against you. It's about understanding how to make money work in your favor. The middle class tends to avoid debt or pay it off quickly, thinking that being debt-free is the ultimate goal. But for the wealthy, the focus is on using debt to grow their financial portfolio. By using other people's money, OPM, they can expand their investments without using all their own cash. This allows them to take bigger risks and potentially earn bigger rewards. Debt becomes a way to multiply their financial opportunities. To manage debt effectively, you need to understand interest rates, tax laws, and cash flow. For example, if the interest rate on a loan is lower than the return on an investment, the debt is actually making you money. Wealthy people know this and often use debt to invest in businesses, real estate, or other ventures that offer higher returns. It's about working smarter, not harder, when it comes to your finances. One thing that separates the wealthy mindset from the poor or middle-class mindset is how they view taxes in relation to debt. The rich know that interest on loans can often be deducted from taxes, reducing their overall tax burden. This means that using debt strategically can not only build wealth but also save money when tax season comes around. This is a mindset shift that allows them to think long-term instead of focusing only on short-term gains. The fear of debt often comes from a lack of understanding. Most people associate debt with financial struggle because they've seen it used poorly. But the wealthy know that when managed correctly, debt can be an ally in wealth building. It's all about controlling debt rather than letting it control you. When used with the right strategy, debt can fast-track you to financial freedom, especially when combined with other financial tools. So, if you want to shift your financial mindset, it's crucial to start thinking about debt differently. Instead of fearing it, learn how to use it wisely. Educate yourself on investment strategies that utilize debt for growth. And remember, it's not about avoiding debt entirely, it's about mastering it as a tool to help you reach your financial goals. This mindset shift opens the door to adapting to the ever-changing economic landscape, which is another critical component of wealth building. The financial world has shifted dramatically, especially after 1971, when the U.S. abandoned the gold standard. Before that, money was tied to a tangible asset, gold, giving it inherent value. Now, money is essentially a form of debt. This change altered the way wealth is built and perceived, creating new opportunities for those who understood the implications. In today's economy, those who stick to outdated financial advice may find themselves falling behind. Wealthy individuals quickly adapted to this new reality. Instead of relying solely on traditional savings and pensions, they found ways to thrive in an economy where money could be printed at will. Inflation became a bigger concern, and assets like real estate, stocks, and businesses became essential to stay ahead of it. The rich saw the writing on the wall and shifted their focus towards acquiring assets that appreciate over time, rather than relying on savings that lose value. In this new landscape, having a job for life isn't the security it once was. Instead, building multiple income streams and leveraging assets like stocks, businesses, and real estate are the keys to financial freedom. Passive income is no longer just a luxury, it's a necessity. For the wealthy, it's about creating money machines that keep generating income even as the dollar's value fluctuates. They understood that to thrive in this changing world, they had to shift from labor-based income to asset-based income. This shift requires continuous learning and adaptation. The financial rules that worked for previous generations may no longer apply. Wealthy people invest heavily in financial education, staying ahead of trends and finding new ways to grow their wealth in an evolving economy. They don't just rely on what they learned in school, they actively seek out new information, strategies, and opportunities that align with the current financial climate. Cryptocurrency, for example, has become one of the new frontiers for wealth building in this changed landscape. While it may seem risky to some, the wealthy see it as an opportunity to diversify their portfolios and hedge against inflation. This adaptability is what sets them apart. They're not afraid to explore new avenues and take calculated risks, whereas many middle-class and poor individuals stick to what feels safe and end up falling behind. Understanding the changing financial landscape means looking beyond just saving money and working hard. The wealthy know that adapting to the times is crucial for maintaining and growing their wealth. The game has changed, and those who refuse to evolve will find themselves stuck in outdated financial strategies that no longer work. The rich not only see the opportunities within this change, but they also capitalize on them, staying ahead of the curve. With the economy continually shifting, it's crucial to stay informed and flexible. The rich didn't stop at traditional investments, they embraced the future. From stocks to cryptocurrency, they diversified to ensure their money works for them, not against them. And as they adapt to these changes, they ensure their wealth continues to grow, securing their financial future. If you're serious about building wealth, it's time to rethink your approach and embrace the new economic realities. Education and adaptability. In today's fast-paced world, knowledge is the real currency. The wealthy understand that staying ahead isn't just about having money in the bank. It's about continually learning and adapting to changes. While most people stick to what they learned in school, successful individuals know that education doesn't stop at graduation. They're always looking for new information, new trends, and new opportunities to stay ahead in the game. Rich people invest heavily in self-education. They'll read books on finance, attend seminars, and even hire coaches to sharpen their skills. For example, instead of just reading about how to start a business, they'll dive into books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad or The Intelligent Investor to expand their knowledge about managing wealth. This continuous learning is what keeps them ahead of the curve while everyone else sticks to old ways. When it comes to adaptability, the wealthy are pros at pivoting. They know that life and business rarely go as planned, and they don't freak out when things change. Instead of being stuck in old habits, they're flexible and open to new ideas. Let's say the stock market takes a dip, for instance, they won't panic. Instead, they'll adjust their investment strategy, maybe even see it as a buying opportunity. For most people, the fear of change can be paralyzing. The wealthy, on the other hand, embrace it. They understand that being adaptable is essential in a world where everything, from technology to markets, is constantly evolving. Think about how fast the tech industry moves. One day, a startup is booming, and the next, it's replaced by something new. Rich people know how to keep up with these shifts without losing momentum. Another key to their adaptability is the willingness to fail. They see failure not as an endpoint but as a learning experience. When something doesn't work out, they don't give up. They evaluate what went wrong, learn from it, and move forward. This mindset helps them stay resilient and continuously move towards success, even after setbacks. Most people get stuck thinking that a traditional education is the only way to succeed. But the rich recognize that formal schooling is just the beginning. It's street smarts, experience, and real-world knowledge that make the difference. They don't rely solely on diplomas, they get their hands dirty and learn through action. This practical approach is how they adapt to new circumstances and thrive in unpredictable environments. If you're serious about growing your wealth and mindset, it's time to embrace continuous education and adaptability. No matter how much you know, there's always more to learn. And with how fast things are changing these days, the ones who adapt are the ones who survive. Stay tuned, because there's another critical lesson right around the corner that ties everything together. Now that you've got a glimpse of the difference between the rich and the poor mindset, what are you going to do with it? Knowledge is powerful, but only if you apply it. Are you ready to change the way you think about money? Ready to stop working for every dollar and start making your money work for you? It's time to break free from the old patterns and embrace the mindset that leads to true financial freedom. But don't just take my word for it. Look around, there's a reason some people keep winning, while others stay stuck in the same cycle. The question is, which one do you want to be? You're one decision away from a totally different life. So, what's stopping you? Take action today. And hey, if you're serious about leveling up, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. There's a whole world of wealth-building strategies waiting for you. Don't miss out on learning the next big thing that could change your financial future forever.